This is a Wico Type X Magneto from one of our John Deere tractors, and I pulled it off, and I'm making this video so I can show you how to install a do-it-yourself, pretty much free kill switch. There's no need to go out and buy one. You can go buy a kit, but I just made this out of some parts that I had laying around the garage, and so you can do the same yourself. It's not hard. Takes a couple of minutes, and it's really effective. I've drilled a 1/4-inch hole using one of these step bits right there. Right there, it's located about 1.5 inches from the bottom to the top, and about 1 inch, or excuse me, 3/8 of an inch from this edge in. I like to put it on this side of the Magneto, just because you have a lot of good space here. Whenever they're over here on this side, I worry about it's hard to bend the wire down and around and connect it. But over here, you've got a lot of good real estate. So that's the first step. Drill that hole. Step 2 is I've got a little bit of quick drying 5-minute JB weld that I've mixed up right here, and I've put a piece of tape over this hole right here. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to pack some JB weld inside that hole. Okay, so now I've filled that hole full of JB weld and smoothed it off nice and flat, and then it's filled in nicely there, and then we'll just drill that out after that epoxy cures. We'll let it set for about an hour or so. See right here, the JB weld has cured inside that hole that I drilled earlier. There's the inside. Probably can't see it very well, but anyway, it's pretty clean and pretty smooth in there too. Anyway, so there's that. And to show what I mean, you want that. Why we put that JB weld in there was to act as an insulator, so we're going to drill that out now, and then we'll show you what I mean when I say it's an insulator. So let me pull my multimeter over here. So if I flip this on, so I'm set to resistance right here, so I'm going to be checking for resistance. So if I zero out my meter, it's already zeroed. So my meter is zeroed out here, so anytime that there's zero resistance, that needle is going to pop over to 0. So for example, if I touch the metal case here with both positive and negative, obviously it goes over to 0. As soon as I drag this positive over here on top of so it's got 0 ohms, as soon as I drag it onto the JB weld, 0. So we've got a good insulator there. So that's going to be good enough. So what I've done is I've gone through my bucket of bolts here, and I found this is a number 8 fastener, I believe. A number 8 fastener, a couple of washers, and a couple of nuts. And that's what I'm going to be using for my my kill switch terminal that I'm going to be installing right there. So what I've got to do right now is drill this hole out. Okay, I don't know if you can see or not, but there's the hole that I drilled in the JB weld. Now I can pass that fastener through this hole right here. Stick my fastener with my kill switch wire that's going to go from this terminal right here around and connect here to the points, where the points and the coil and the condenser all attach. So I had to take apart the Magneto a little bit, take the condenser out, it's back there, take that little bracket off so that I can finagle this fastener down in there. So I'm going to do that right now. I also needed to make 2 little insulating washers right here. What I've done here is I just took a piece of polypropylene. This is actually the lid to from my dishwashing detergent, and I just traced 2 little washers and cut those out and drilled out the holes, and we'll need those as part of our kit too. Okay, there we have it. I have my screw running through the housing of my Magneto. Now what we're going to do is just check it to make sure that everything is still isolated. Basically, to make sure that this terminal is still isolated from the rest of the body. So I'm going to flip my multimeter on here. You see, I'll watch my needle move. But if I touch the screw, nothing. But if I touch the other end of my terminal here, touch this and here, so those are well connected. So I now have this post sticking out for my kill switch. Now I just gotta button everything up and we'll test it and make sure and see if this does kill the spark like it should. Okay, here it is all installed. Wire, kill switch wire goes from this terminal down and around and connects to your points right here. So let's go put the rotor and the cap back on, throw it on my tester and see how it works.
Okay, so now I've got my Magneto right here mounted up in my tester. It's running. We got good solid spark here and here. You can hear the clicking. Now I've got this piece of wire. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to touch it from the frame of my tester right here to the newly installed kill switch terminal and see if it kills the spark, which would kill the engine on the tractor. There you go. Basically a pretty affordable do-it-yourself, really effective kill switch for your magneto-driven tractor or engine, whatever you have.